Saturday, sir, for me, Saturday will always be the Tiswas intro. You know, I understand. I'm a kosher boy nowadays. I don't watch the Tiswas of a Sabbath morning. That's basically the reason we have the show tonight, because I'm offline. I'm offline from Friday night about 7:00 my time. It's actually getting later, like 7:30. Let's get into the latest. Let's get into the latest part of the year now. Next week is the second latest, and the week after it gets to 7:28. 7:28 when it starts, which means it ends around 8:30, which 8:35 or so. It's late. Yeah, but then it starts getting earlier and it recedes. Anyway, so I think tonight uniquely we have at least one person. Maybe two, who know what Tiswas was. And Tiswas is the definition of Saturdays to me. I like Swap Shop, don't get me wrong. I like Swap Shop. Swap Shop is fine. But it was very, genteel, very sedate, very Tiswas was freaking insane, man. Absolutely insane. Which I always enjoy a bit of Tiswas. It's odd to me that Chris Tarrant went on to do Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. So it's, I guess, multi-talented guy. Good for him. Who wants to be a millionaire? I guess Chris Tarrant. I think it's the answer to that question. He wanted to be, and he is. Chris Tarrant. No Edmonds isn't doing so bad either. I think they're the only two people who haven't been arrested for child fiddling. From are they? I think they're like literally the only two people. Rolf Harris, I can't believe he went down. I think he had quite a few people going down, from what I understand. I was quite surprised about that. I thought he was okay, but then you never know. So anyway, it's Motsash, as we say in Israel. It's Saturday night, baby. Saturday night for me. 9:00 past my bedtime, but I don't care, mate. I'm ready. I'm ready to roll. Saturday night, and I don't know what's been going on. I had a quick peek at the headlines, and it appears to be both nothing, right? Nothing's gone down, and maybe the beginning of the end of the world. I mean, literally, I'm like, oh, that's where it could go, right? So we'll be talking about both these things tonight. Really, nothing in terms of genre news. Can't find anything. Neil Gaiman, still a douchebag. Apparently, and really tripling down it. Listen, Neil, mate, it's okay. You want to be woke, but don't pretend that this picture and that picture are the same picture. The actress you picked out for Death looks very different from the way that you've always depicted Death. Yes, I understand. Death morphs according to who's they're encountering them, much like Dream. And Dream has been a black guy. I get it. I understand. But 99.9% of the time that you have shown us your representation of Death in your fiction, it's been a very, very white girl. If you want to change it up, that's cool. But don't pretend you're not changing it. For God's sake. And honestly, I'd have so much more respect for him if he said, yeah, we're changing it. We figure it's behind the times. Time for a revamp or whatever. Be honest about it. I really do. I mean, that's the thing they always do. Whenever they warp a franchise beyond recognition, they go, "What you about? It's always been political." Yes, but it hasn't been shit at the same time. It's a real simple, real simple equation. Yeah. So there we go. So the only thing I really think we have to discuss is what is cannabis milk. I've never heard of this before. My 17-year-old son, is he 18 yet? No, he's still 17. My 17-year-old son was very, very enthusiastic about it. He thought it was a great thing. I've never heard of it before. He said it doesn't taste good. But I said, how do you know? He said, my friend told me. As I kicked him, as my wife looked at him disapprovingly across our Sabbath table. That didn't go down well. My wife is not on board for the demon weed. I have to say, my wife. I find there are two types of people. One type of people which is my wife and all of our friends, which are like, I've never smoked. I never wanted to smoke. I have no interest whatsoever, and I think it's somewhat immoral and degenerate. That's basically my wife's attitude. And okay, the other people are like, yeah, man. Yeah, I honestly, I have my look. Here is my my quandary in life. My definition of good and bad comes from my perception of Jewish law as defined by the Old Testament and the Talmud, and the Jewish law, right? Which is a bit wacky. So I could do things that people like. I did something recently. I can't go into detail about, which people took a great offense to. Right, great offense to. I'm like, well, what are you talking about? It's completely permissible within Jewish law, but they took deep offense to it, right? And they took so much offense to it, they as a gang, like transgressed really quite important Jewish. Like this is like, I mean, like. Really quite, this is like, there's different gradations. It's not like, it wasn't like eating a baby. That's up the top. That's very bad. Don't eat babies, okay? That's my rabbinical advice. Do not eat babies, right? No matter how delicious they may look. I understand, but don't do that. So anyway, I don't know how we got there. How did we get to eating babies? I can't remember now. See, here's the basic. Here's the deal. It's Saturday night, baby. It's Saturday night, and I'm discovering a new world. I'm discovering a new reality. Right? I've been offline, and who knows or dare scream what may have happened. I think I've seen a story which says, as I said, it looks like the end of the world's coming, and I also seen nothing at all. Right? Nothing at all. So who do I have to join me to hold my hand? Obviously, we're talking. What's the word I'm talking about? Not remotely. What's the word I'm talking about? Not digitally, virtually. Hold my hand, virtually. Give me strength, as we venture into this new world. It could be anything, right? It could be anything. Yeah, there is a tradition on the Jewish New Year, Rosh Hashanah, right? That the entire reality could just whoop overnight. If you ever seen the movie Dark City, it's kind of like that. Like as they fall asleep one night, then their entire world changes around them and their life circumstances. That could happen on Rosh Hashanah, apparently. So on a lesser extent, coming out of the Sabbath. So there you go. So I have two people to join me tonight. One. I you know what? I hesitate to say this. Because I don't want to be disparaging of his earlier work, which I think is excellent, and I think you should go check it out. This book he's got going on right now looks freaking awesome. Okay, this book is his best work, in my opinion. And again, I don't want to diss his earlier work. It is, of course, the one, the only, the incredible. It's Pete Gilmore. How are you, sir?
Fantastic. How are you, sir? It's Saturday.
Very good. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to sneak up on you. I try and have a gentle intro.
No, it's all good. Yeah, awesome. Going really well. Drawing vampires and stuff.
Yeah, I know. I really love this. Is it staying in black and white or is it going into color?
Oh, black and white. I think.
Oh, good. Because I don't want to like prejudice you because I really like it. I'm telling you, I really like it. No, it's a real classic horror, right? I think you're working on something like I wish I could have gone back in time and like been looking over Brian Talbot's shoulder while he's doing the first Luther Arkwright book in the 70s. Right? I bet that's going to go somewhere. I find it's the same. I'm really excited about this book and you telling me about it. But wait, there's more. We have yet another brave soul to help us journey into this new reality. He is something good to do this with because he knows how to go beyond self and beyond time. It is, of course, the one, the only John Hervey. How are you, sir?
What's going on, Rabbi? How you doing, Pete? Good to see you, buddy.
Hey, John.
Man, your book does look amazing, bro.
Okay, but the first question I have, has anybody ever heard of cannabis milk or weed milk?
No.
That's totally new, right? My son is saying it's a thing, okay? We're looking this up right now. I think
his son sounds like he's kind of cutting edge.
Let me tell you, he's really not. Okay, fine. We're sharing the screen. Here, this is this is the first bit of breaking news we have for the evening. Okay, because Look, he tells me that his friends have said, it's very good. It's very, very good. So we're going to learn how to make cannabis milk. Like, wow, I've never heard of it. Let me get the chat.
It is a thing.
It is a thing. Like, it's not one thing you got to scroll. It's everywhere. So fine. This is something we're going to investigate. TARDIS time. How you doing? Is that Andy Griffin on the TARDIS? Yes, it is. I have no idea who Andy Griffin is. Want to get her on the show? She looks like. Listen, if I was on the Titanic, I want to hold on to her because I reckon she's staying afloat.
So Rabbi, before you actually click on how to do it, this is going to be my guess. My guess is you get a goat, and you get the goat to puff. Okay.
I don't know.
And then the milk is natural. Come on. That's my.
Again, my son says his friends say it tastes very bad. So, but he says it's very efficacious. Fine. Darren M, how are you doing? PD Rich, good evening. This may be an adult stream tonight. It depends how you feel about your recreational and your dairy narcotics. That's what we call it. Tracy Thomas, how you doing? Tracy, you messaged me and I haven't had a chance to read it yet. It was just before Sabbath, I think, or I just saw it before Sabbath. So I want to reply, but I haven't even read it yet, and I feel really guilty. Hello, Jello Rabbi. I hope you and the Miz had a lovely wedding. But I mean, honestly, we haven't done anything for it yet. We're going out for dinner at some point when we can find time. We have a local bar where the old people go and they leave by 9 o'clock and the young people turn up about 2 hours later. I want to go to that local bar, right? I want to be in bed by 9. That sounds awesome. I can go out for a drink and be in bed by 9. That sounds like an incredible evening. My wife would not be on board for the cannabis milk, okay? Which is a shame. But she is not a pro, not pro. Jonathan Cox, how you doing? Veined, how are you? I like your both your screen. No, it's not veined. It's veined.
Veilned.
Veilned?
Yeah.
Veilned. How you doing, sir? I like your. I think it's a Karen Gillan. Thumbnail. What's it there? Avatar. I was just reading a Doctor Who comic over Sabbath. One from 2012, a Matt Smith one, and Karen Gillan was in that. Looked better than she did in real life, and she looked quite nice in real life. All I have to tell you, I was never turned on by Karen Gillan. I know people do lust over her terribly. She has never turned me on. I mean, I think she's a great actress, and I'm really excited she's being successful. I think they should have cast her as the lead in the new Pirates movie. That she would have been awesome as that. But not turned on by her, which is weird because I'm turned on by most things.
I mean, wasn't who's the lead character in the Pirates thing? Is it Anne Bonny?
I don't know, but I thought they were doing a female version, and she was like, we can look this up as well. 1 second.
Yeah, I was just thinking out loud because Anne Bonny, real pirate. She was a redhead, I think.
I've purposely not looked at this film, but since we're going to go there, if they're gender swapping,
I'm not interested.
If they're gender swapping, then are they making the dudes kind of the damsels in distress?
Probably.
Okay.
Well, I'll just.
Or they're just no dudes. Just no dudes.
Sorry.
Or they're just no dudes, no men at all. It's just
I don't know. What I'm saying, if you're going to do a pirate movie and you want somebody iconic to headline it and interesting and different, Karen Gillan, freaking perfect. She would be perfect. She can really pull it off. And listen, I have a soft spot for her because I really like her. I'm glad she's doing well. I loved her in Doctor Who. I thought she was great in that. And I'm like, what's that? She was in this great horror movie called Oculus. Have you ever seen it?
Oh, yeah.
I really like that movie. It's really creepy. And I'm not a big horror movie fan, but it was really good. Jonathan got Milking the Prophets. Yeah, so we keep saying now we have a government in Israel because we haven't had one for 2 years. It's been literally because the electoral system is very, very representational, right? What happens is you have to build a coalition. You have a major party, one party gets 16 seats. You need 62 to make a government. So you've got to build a coalition. No one's been able to do it because most of the Western civilization, we're completely split down the middle. like 50-50, like 100%. But so we've just somebody just made a shaky coalition, and it's got like 10 days before it goes through. So but we're hoping if it does, they would. This is how we got to the weed milk conversation, that we would legalize weed. Right, and then I could go into business with my son. My son has been in an agricultural college school for like the last few years. I mean, he gets up at 5 in.the morning and he goes and works in greenhouses, so he knows how to grow stuff, right? So I'm like, we should totally go into business together, like father and son, emporium. I think that's got a nice, go for an oldie woldy feel with it.
But rule number 1: don't get high on your own supply.
Yeah, well, that's a rule that I have to get quality control. So I can I have to tell you, I love my customers. I look at everybody back in my Indiegogo. You will know that I love you. Oh, I've actually got the script written. I forgot. Okay, we hit a stretch goal, and I said I'm going to add 5 pages of the book. And then I forgot to write them, right? Yeah, I just like, oh shit! So I just got the script down. I'm gonna get it to the artist next couple of days. So at least, but like I totally, because I thought, oh, the print file's ready to go. I'm just like, boom! I can just go to print any site. I'm like, oh shit! I got to add in 5 pages. So there's that. Fine. Let me get to more of that. PD Rich, how you doing? Well, I don't know about the legalities outside of Israel. I told you, but basically they've decriminalized anything under 10 grams, from what I understand. So I really can't comment on the subject. Well, I couldn't eat a whole one. I don't know what we're talking about. That was a whole what? Although, and the other thing, but we're also talking about making kosher edibles, which is how we came up to weed milk. He said, yeah, weed milk's a thing. I'm like, what? I never heard of it. So I wanted to do like matzo balls, like weed infused matzo balls. Yeah, like really dewy. What happened? Apparently, Fauci got lying, and the OneRing.net just called some guy racist. Sorry.
Oh,
there you go. Just catch up with Fauci got that was on Friday. Okay. Here's the thing. I got to get your feedback on this. It seems like China's threatening nuclear war because they're being accused of accidentally leaking the virus that created the pandemic. But I have a question. Didn't we all know they accidentally leaked the virus that caused the pandemic, right? It's like when Harvey Weinstein turned out to be a pervert. I mean, didn't we all know that Hollywood? Like, why are we shocked? And they're literally, the Chinese are literally threatening nuclear war with America over the investigation.
Wow.
I'll tell you, my wife is Chinese American, and one of the things we would do sometimes when we would go to her father's house annually, China would they would have like a show of military power. So imagine like a giant Tiananmen Square, and they just have all these tanks and all these military folks. And the crazy thing is they were like all uniforms. So it looked like all folks the same height. You know what I mean? So they look like a bunch of clones. And basically it's just a military parade just showing like, hey, we're ready to throw down. We're ready to...
And they are. Here's the thing. They totally dude, I thought we all decided to let it go, right? Like, it was sometime in the middle of last year, and it was like, yeah, forget it. Who cares? I don't care. Get masked. Don't get masked. I don't care, right? And everybody kind of forgot, right? But like, I don't want to get struck off YouTube. I don't know what I'm allowed to say, but didn't we all know this? I mean, like, I can understand saying you think the election was a bit dodgy. They wouldn't like you saying that, right? At least I do understand they don't like you saying that. I don't know what to tell you. Looked a bit dodgy to me, but I don't know. I have an untrained eye. But I don't know. If it's China versus America with Biden in charge, is he in charge, or Kamala Harris? I don't know. It doesn't sound good. It sounds like we got to learn how to make weed milk. Okay, that sounds like this. interesting. Blue Body Hoovian is here. I have no idea about comics. Oh, bring me on your stream anytime. I'll take you through the world of comics, right? I'm happy to well, you're saying a comic virgin. I don't want to make the analogy, but I think I can be gentle and caring. Okay, that's what I'm going to say.
Yeah, I know you were going to say something about the comic cherry, but you didn't go there. So it's okay.
I didn't know. I wanted. Although I say Blue Bonnet, that new profile is very recent. Okay, yeah, I'm only made of flesh and blood. I had to have a sit down after you change that picture. You know, I had to have a cold glass of water.
Or weed milk. A cold glass of weed milk.
Weed milk, yeah. He told me that like a little sip and you're set for the day. I'm like,
really? But put it on your Frosty Flakes.
Oh wow! Wouldn't that be
great?
So on Sabbath you have these two big family meals, right? And you start both of them by having well, first you wash your hands in this like traditional way. And then you sit down and you say a blessing, you sit down. And then I say a blessing over wine and or Great Goose in our case, and everybody gets a bit. And then I say a blessing over this bread called challah, which is really nice. And so and so I thought, weed infused challah that would also go. The challah is bread. Okay, it's just a very, very sweet, fluffy bread.
Right.
I will find you pictures. Where we go? Peter Alden, how you doing? Peter is French. Are you okay?
No.
You don't look French.
No, I don't. I'm not wearing a stripy sweater, and I do not have a beret.
I'll say, listen. I have to enlarge you on the screen now. You don't even look vaguely French. Okay, you look like where are you from? Like Midlands to North somewhere.
Right on the edge of the Midlands and the North, actually.
Right, okay, there you go. I couldn't tell. Right, exactly. Where are you from?
Stoke-on-Trent. We count ourselves as
right on the
northern.
edge. Oh, that's pretty, isn't it? That's where everybody goes on vacation.
There's a lot of nice places around. Yeah, a lot of countryside outside of the city. Right. The city is like insanely big. It's like five towns all put together. It's mad. Yeah, it's massive.
Okay, that's good. So Peter is not French. Peter Holden, but thank you for joining us. Vampire Comics, please tell me more. We will, and it's a really good one.
I'm going to call you for Pierre from now on.
Don't use stuff.
Derek McManus is here. Man, I'm only 10 minutes behind. I'm doing good. Tracy Thomas, hello. Luke Korolowitz. Luke Korolowitz asks, hold on if you can hear me. Yes, I can hear you. Is that anybody here? Okay. I got in touch with somebody saying, do you want to come on? If so, keep talking in the chat, and we'll work out a way. He's got a few days for his Indiegogo. Not Indiegogo. He's got Kickstarter. What Kickstarter for? I have a lot of questions. It looks good. But yeah. Look, get in contact if you want to come on. White Halliday. See, I thought, I got everybody know. White Halliday is here. Couple of Titans from 800 feet deep, and that's it. I don't know what that means. I don't know.
He was talking about.
Wait, here. The thing before that.
There you go.
Okay, wait. We go back here. 10 grams. I couldn't eat a whole baby. Well, one does get peckish. It seems like China has the worst dams in the world, and it could really be really easy to take them out and flood the. Yeah, no, dude. I don't want to know. Okay, I don't want to get involved. No, but a couple of Titans from 800 feet deep. That's it. Okay. That obviously, if you can control what's it called now? Kaiju. Right, if you could control kaiju, that's a great weapon. What do you think of King Kong versus Godzilla, gentlemen?
I enjoyed it.
I enjoyed it as well. It was stupid, but fun.
It's a kaiju movie. It's King Kong versus Godzilla. That's what you're there for.
Exactly.
Yeah, it does exactly what it says.
Exactly. It gives you exactly what you want.
Yeah. I mean, the weird thing is, it seems to have missed out like 3 sequels, right? There should have been like a Capture King Kong movie somewhere there, Because in the beginning, King Kong is caught in like this weird dome thing, so Godzilla can't find him because there can only be one alpha male. There's a whole movie they missed out for there, right? That seems like something they should have put in.
That's a good point because they didn't capture him in.
And also, thematically, it was so different from the last one, right? They're all very different. It was so different. You know, and listen, I really like that last one, the one with the 3 head. Yeah, that just seems to me like I was watching an old King Kong movie, but with a big budget. I like it. Okay, I like monsters. That's just me. Cam can speak of monsters. Cam is here, and Time Mechanic. How you doing? Fine. Let's look at wheat milk. Okay. I think how to make cannabis milk easily. Well, I think that's I think that says on the tin exactly what we want. Reading time 6 minutes. Okay, fine. What's your ingredients? That's the first thing. What the hell? Where
Let me guess.
Yeah, exactly.
Two ingredients. Yeah, there you go.
Weed and milk. There we go.
Ingredients: full fat milk. Oh, 2 grams. Okay, only 2 grams. Okay, fine. It's not 10 grams. That's interesting. Fine, let's see what it has to say. Fine. In addition to smoking it, one of the easiest ways, one of the most easiest ways to drink cannabis is by making marijuana milk. Now, I like the thing where it says easy. That's I'm up for that. You will need 2 to 3 ingredients, depending on recipe, but you can make it in different ways. Okay, that one of the easiest way. Do you like milk? Actually, I do. You know what I like about milk? Okay. You don't. No, I'm not going anywhere. I'm still here. Relax. You know what I like about milk? It's no, I don't think capitalism is a flawless system, right? I'm not like I'm somewhere between the two, but what I do like about capitalism is people say, "I will pay you to do this," and then somebody work out a way of doing it. So, like somebody says, "I want milk, but I don't want it to be milk." He says, "No problem, I can make it out of nuts." Okay, what? And something it's milk, and you have nut milk, and it's there, and it's really so. This is good for me because in kosher food in Judaism, you can't have meat and milk together, right? So you can't have a cup of Rosie Lee after your steak, so it's hard. Yeah, so the proliferation of non-dairy dairy products, good news for me. Good news. So yes, I do like milk. If you are reading this article, okay, fine. Okay. Please think blah 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 blah. In fact, milk is one of the first ingredients that okay, shut up. Blah 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 blah. So imagine effects and benefit that drinking a glass of warm milk will have on your health. Yeah, I know it does.
Don't they realize that the majority of people reading this are high? Why would they write all this?
And quite frankly, I'm already here. Okay, I'm at this point here because I want. Yeah, God. You think?
To be honest, that little infographic they had showing you what you needed, that just kind of tells you what to do.
It basically does.
Just that.
It does, but listen, I want to hear what there's a lot okay. There's a lot going on here.
Is this one of those articles that just spins it out so you stay?
I don't know. Well, I think she strikes me as somebody who has a lot to say. Okay, she's okay. This is this person, right? I'm in a cafe, and 2 tables along, there's a woman talking in some kind of accent that I can't place. Too loudly saying, and by the time I was 4, I was a very bitter child, going slowly through all her grievances in life, right? That's what she looks like, right? So I don't know. She thinks so. Let's see if we can just get out what she's trying to say. Bloody hell. Okay, fine, forget it. We'll go to another one. There's too many. Potguide.com. Okay, Pevgrow. I'm sorry, she was too wordy. Now this looks more like it. Okay, this looks more like it. Fine, there we go. Okay, yeah, we know. Okay, he's telling us how great it is. Are you of legal age? Yes, I am. Leave me alone. God, leave me alone. God. Okay. Now it's just selling me the idea. I'm already here because I'm sold. Oh. Oh, actually, what's this? Though often overlooked, milks are a great medium for cannabis infusion. So this interests me, right? Not only because they're tasty, but they are filled with those glorious lipids, fats that cannabis love so much. In fact, cannabis won't stick to anything but fat or alcohol. That's good to know. Since alcohol products aren't ideal for consumers having another source of liquid. Okay. What? Okay, we're sold. We're sold. Okay, 1 gram. Okay. Of what's decarb? Okay, fine. Decarbonized is you got to grind up your weed and then you got to put it in the oven for like 10 minutes on a very low heat, I think, and then grind it again. I think that's what decarbonized is. Do we you know? Okay, good. Fine. Yeah. So finely ground cannabis into powder. The finely ground it, the more it will fuse the milk. So finely ground it several times. Next, add your finely ground cannabis to your milk. Heat it with a low whisk and combine carefully. Do not let the milk mixture boil over. So you got to really watch it. Bloody hell. Stir the mixture frequently to prevent scorching and to allow cannabis to simmer for 30 minutes. I bet this stinks, man.
You've got to stand there for 30 minutes, stirring it. Oh,
so the longer you're there, the better it is, right? 30 minutes to an hour, depending on your preference potency. I want the most after 30 minutes to an hour, remove from a heat and let sit for 5 to 10 minutes to help the cannabis. Too much of science, okay? Too much science. Settle into the fat cells. Place cheesecloth over. Okay, fine. So just strain it. And then you can have it in all different ways.
Okay,
but how much do they give you the ratio? Like how much milk?
I guess it depends how strong you want it.
Oh, for God's sake, man, that's so irritating.
Fill the pan with weed, put a drop of milk in.
Oh, there you go. See, my idiot son didn't even think of that.
Or just fill the pan with weed, nothing else in it, and stick your head over it.
That will do it. That'll also help.
That'll do the job.
Yeah, because we're working at we're working out where. Yes, leave me alone. Where to go? We have a shed. I'm like, is that big enough? I said, you can grow. How much did you say in there? Like 3 kilos a month. 3 kilos every 2 months in there. I'm like, well, that's quite a lot. Give me the. Okay, finally, ingredients. A 1/4 ounce of cannabis. Okay, they're all 1/4 ounce is a lot. How many grams is a 1/4 ounce? Oh man, really?
But a quarter, that's a bit.
Okay, one second. How many grams in and
I should know it.
Why nobody makes this? Okay, 28. So 1/4 is for half is 14. So 7 grams. That's quite a lot. So if it's 7 grams for 4 cups, then for 2 cups it's 3.5, and for 1 cup is like 2 grams.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I don't know how much a cup is. Okay, I'm glad they have a video.
This all seems like a lot of hard work.
Yeah, that people that are high are not going to do.
Exactly.
This is why you have to make it, right? This is why you have to make it.
This is for hipsters.
So you can sell it, right? That's the reason. Could one of you show your campaign? You don't have any art up yet. All your stuff is offline so far, isn't it?
I've got some artwork brought up that I can share if you want.
Okay, and the link is in the chat. But
I have the censored version, so YouTube don't kick you off.
Okay, that's
for boobies. Hang on, right?
We do like boobies.
Yeah, YouTube doesn't. Well, they don't mind boobies, but I think they draw the line at nipples.
Okay, that's so here's the link to the sign up. So as I tell you, yes, this seems a lot more confident and mature to your previous work. I'm so excited.
Yeah, it's one of those things. It's choosing the right style for the subject matter, shall we say?
But honestly, I just think you're at a perfect storm right here, because I think the story is something you probably had for a while, and I think it's just your this is experience I'm looking at more than, because I think the talent is relatively similar in the other, but there's so much more experience here. So you have so much more confidence and you're so much more ability to do more interesting things. This seemed to be like not a struggle for you to do, right? This seemed to be like reaching, in your stride, right? Basically, whereas your only work, I see you're more like you're learning how to do it, or not learning, but like you're pushing yourself to this state. But yeah, look at this.
Yeah. I mean,
it's gorgeous.
There is red on this, but the red, we've scrapped the red. We've scrapped the red.
Oh, really?
That's great. Yeah. That one.
We're just in black and white.
Really clever. Okay. I love it.
Because I mean, well, I don't know.
You should keep that. I think you should keep that.
Using the red is kind of lazy.
I don't know, because if you use it just really sparingly, it's got a real dramatic storytelling bite to it, and the way like his teeth becomes more that it's coming more photorealistic as the red comes into it. So I mean, for me, it like really sells it. Can you zoom in on these panels at all?
Yeah, good. Yeah. Oh, hang on. Right.
I mean, you can make it work either way.
It's one massive long image. So what I can do.
I mean, listen. Look, your biggest problem with the red is they'll probably charge you for a full color book for the whole thing.
It is exactly.
Yeah, and that's a bitch. It really is.
I love that cityscape. That's amazing.
Right.
That was because obviously photos of Victorian London back then from that angle don't really exist.
Right.
So I had to find a bunch. There's like 4 or 5 pictures that exist.
I mean, it's if you're looking for a photo reference, they will be perfect for this, right? Go and look at that shitty Dracula TV show from NBC about 3 or 4 years ago.
Oh yeah.
And that's got all this like Victorian era rooftop dioramas. That's got everything there you're gonna want.
Yeah, I mean, well, what I did, I got the photos that do exist, and I kind of stitched them together, and then mentally adjusted the angle, if that makes sense.
Right? No. You mean you drew it? You're an artist.
Yeah.
It turned out really well.
Willie Wiggins, how you doing, sir? And who is it? Pizza 001. How are you? Calco, I said hello. I think I said hello, but I'll say hello again anyway. So what's the story? Is this like straight Jack the Ripper or Jack the Ripper with vampires, or what is this?
It's Jack the Ripper.
I tell you, I'm sorry to interrupt you. There's so much love in that panel. It's just, I can just see you liking it so much.
I'd love doing it. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I can see this is I can see this was a joy to create, and because of that, it's a joy to look at. Your emotion making this comes through the page.
Yeah, man. She's having a bad day.
Oh man, did she just get like the honey bucket thrown on her?
Yeah.
Oh, grody.
She's been out plying her trade. She's one of those ladies. She's not had a good night. She gets splashed by the carriage, ends up in the gutter, wanders off down this alleyway, gets that thrown over her.
But you still got that like 1960s hotness, that Hammer hotness in there.
Yeah. Well, that's it exactly. Hammer. It's Hammer. Yeah, a couple of street urchins waiting because they know what's going to happen to her. She gets covered in the. And then it gets a lot worse.
You've got to get on like classic horror podcasts. This is like catnip for them.
Yeah. And then she, bumps into this chap.
Red
works actually.
You saw it when you did it, but you see it like becoming more photorealistic, and like as the red comes in, especially with the teeth.
It kind of, although to be honest, in black and white, it doesn't look that different. Weird.
Really?
Yeah.
It looks good. I just really like it.
Yeah, censored, obviously. because nipples. And, you know, she ends up...
Yeah. Blood is all good, but nipples, no.
Exactly, yeah. There's nothing wrong with nipples.
Yeah.
And then we go to...
So you have to find a cosplayer to do a cover. You got to do a classic Hammer poster cover.
Let's find a Hammer girl.
So I had one on my channel a few weeks, a month or so ago. Was it Cara Nicole? She'll be perfect for this.
Oh, Cara, yeah, I know Cara, yeah. Yeah, I mean, I've done a little bit of research and stuff on this. This is back in the day. They'd have these things called coroner's juries. So they'd just get a bunch of random, you know, like jury duty. They'd get a bunch of random people in and bring them into the actual autopsy and say, yeah, look here. And they go, oh, yeah, that's murder. Or, yeah, just random people.
Really? That's so wild.
Yeah.
I really
like
those like little random details about worlds that don't exist anymore. Like I always wanted to do a detective series set in ancient Rome, but let's make it really accurate.
Oh wow, yeah.
It'll just be really interesting. Like, what was life like? Lugnight6 says Peter's work reminds me of Hammer films and TV series I used to watch on Canadian TV. Me too.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, this thing with the juries, they weren't knowledgeable people. It'd literally be, look, here's a few pennies. Come and do this. Come and look at this body. Yeah. Copper's having a little chat, and then we go to Highgate Cemetery. This is the prologue. This is before that. This is 50 years before our story actually takes place. Because originally I wanted to do a story about the Highgate Vampire, which I don't know if you know what that is, Rabbi, because that was in the 60s and 70s and 80s in the UK. It was like made national news. It was on newspapers.
Never heard of it. That's interesting. Yeah,
people believed it. People swarmed Highgate Cemetery to try and catch this vampire. Craziness. It wasn't that long ago. So I mean, and I was researching Highgate Cemetery because I wanted to do this Highgate Vampire book, and I found this woman, Elizabeth Jackson. She was the first person to be buried there at Highgate. But when I was trying to Google her to find out more about it, which there is no more about her, nobody knows anything. She kept cropping up as a Ripper victim, Jack the Ripper victim. So I put 2 and 2 together and got 5. It's the same woman.
It's a good story, you know. Like if it doesn't have to be true, but it could be.
Is that going to scroll over? There we go. And then this is the other page. Oh my God! See, they take ages to load because of all the.
But it's worth it. It's worth it.
All the detail. And then
that looks great, Peter.
It's so cool. This is just cool. Man. And once you get the lettering in as well, oh man, it's going to be wonderful.
Yeah, lettering's interesting. I've messed about with a few things with the lettering. I'm trying to find the right font.
Okay, you know, who's it? What's his name? What's his name? V for Vendetta. Who did V for Vendetta? David Lloyd. Lloyd has a font. That would really work. And if you want to do something really interesting, I don't know if it would work with this, but what they did with V for Vendetta, because it was a monochrome book, and I don't think it had any shading in it. They had no lines around the speech balloons, because they didn't want to differentiate the speech from the visuals. It was like an experimental idea, and it really worked. Have you ever seen that stuff?
Yeah, V for Vendetta. Oh yeah, one of my favorite books. Yeah, love some V for Vendetta.
I always preferred it in black and white. But that's just me. That's just me being like a comic snob.
If I stop sharing that screen just to show you, hang on. If I share, which one's this one? Right. I need to change.
So how is this like part 1, or is this going to be a full graphic novel? What's the plan?
It all depends on how well it does. Do you know what I mean? I'd love it.
What's like the initial goal with it?
We're doing a 48 page to start with.
Okay.
That's kind of the sweet spot for the amount of work, and you know what I mean. Right, hang on, let me share this. There you go. This is just as I mentioned, the Highgate Vampire. You know, it was in the newspapers. Look, kids climbing over the fences, and the police barricaded the gates.
Was it the 60s or the 70s?
This is the early 70s, like 71-ish, I think, something like that.
Oh wow!
Yeah, it was crazy. It was crazy. There's like, if you just Google it at some point, there's tons of stuff. This one particular guy, who was a vampire hunter. Yeah, there's tons of stuff about him. He was a lunatic. He was on like news shows and all kinds of stuff. Madness, utter madness, and that carried on. That went from the 60s through to the 70s. I think there was a couple of girls who claimed to be attacked by it in the late 60s, and then it all went crazy.
That's amazing.
So, yeah, madness, utter madness.
Yeah.
Very good. Hey, let me just share the screen of the sign up so people recognize it. When you get that, we've also put it in the chat several times. It's in the video notes. So, are you offering any bump for signing up?
There will be, yeah. We haven't decided yet. I'm working on stuff, but it will be something cool.
It will make it worth your while, baby. We'll make it worth your while. Okay, that's all we can tell you. Go ahead and sign up.
That looks great, Peter.
Yeah, thanks, man. Yeah, it's my jam. It's my thing.
Let me just. This is what it looks like when you get there. Okay. Yeah,
the Indiegogo pre-launch pages don't give you a lot of stuff to work with.
They really don't.
But you know, you grow it. Like you've got enough material now to make a video. Yeah, I'm signing up right now.
Yeah, we I can't remember how many days ago it was. I think it was last. No, I think Tuesday or Wednesday, we were on like 250 sign-ups. So
that's really good.
We got like first day.
That's a big number.
First 24 hours, we were on like 170 something. Yeah.
Oh right. It was like Matt is very good at promoting as well. Like, and also it looks great. Honestly, I like Mad's books. This is really the classiest one you've got.
It's getting a lot of interest from not just comics people. It's getting a lot of interest from the horror.
It's because honestly, this is really your classiest book. It 100% is.
I've got like random people who don't know about comics contacting me and saying, "Wow!"
Right, because it's not
right?
Cool. It's cool. It's very cool.
Which is nice. Plus, it's Jack the Ripper, it's vampires, it's busty wenches.
Yeah, I'm sure you got all the right hashtags in there, man. You can get a lot of folks that are into the era, into the genre, and just into the awesome stylized art.
Yeah, I mean the story itself. When we get into the main part of the story, it's vampires, so it's not going to be historically accurate. So little flight of fancy,
as it should be.
Yeah, exactly. And if anyone read Super Dead, they know that Mandy can write horror.
Super Dead, I really enjoyed that.
What else her book?
That was them. They're like the dynamic duo. I won't say which one is bad. They do a great job. And Super Dead was really fun because you start heading down a path. My whole thing was like, are they going to bail or are they going to finish this? And they went all the way with the story, and I was like, oh snap! They did it.
Yeah, I remember reading the script for that and being like, okay, yeah, we're going here. Going here. We're still okay, right?
We're going. Yeah. You're like, okay.
There's kind of one point, I think it's about halfway through, and I was like, you can't do that in a comic. We can.
Okay. Well, so I have a question for both of you. This is a story I saw like on the periphery. Why does Skittles release a white Skittles for Pride Month, wouldn't they? Shouldn't I don't understand. Isn't that the wrong? Shouldn't it be like rainbow colored?
I mean, they've got to do something different to cash in, haven't they? So,
but I don't understand. How is removing the rainbow? I don't understand. It just confuses me.
Yeah, I mean, they could have made the Skittles rainbow colored, the actual Skittles.
That could be. That could be.
Although that would probably cost them actual money.
Yeah.
So not only are they reducing the cost of printing the packaging because it's only black and white. Yeah, it's just companies.
Yeah, it's really hard to comment on that. That's wow.
Mm-hmm. Are they all white inside? That's messed up, actually.
Well, I guess isn't white a combination of all colors though?
This is true.
I guess so. Yeah, that's actually that's the Kabbalistic explanation of how the universe was created, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so imagine that God is infinite. You can't imagine that, right? But if God is infinite, you can't. There's no space because everything is God, right?
Mm-hmm.
So Kabbalistically, they say that God pulls back his essence. So they explain that as it's similar to light refracting. Because when you shine a white light into a prism, it reflects all the colors come out of it. So that's the mechanism, this Kabbalistic mechanism by which God retracted his essence, thereby allowing space to exist. But the good news about space existing, we can fill it with things. One of the things we can fill it is, of course, the next volume in the Black Tiger Saga. There you go. Yeah, when's the last time you got an intro like that?
I love it, man. That was like you set it up on the tee.
Knock it out. Smooth.
Hitting the post, baby. That's something old radio men used to say. I was terrible at it. I never really. But you stop talking. You keep talking as the song's going, but you stop when it hits that first major beat.
See, you're bringing in all the tricks of the trade now.
There you go. I'm bringing the big guns, baby.
I like it. Well, this is actually the second story arc for Black Tiger. The first story arc was Legacy of Fury, for those of you that were able to get it. But you can also get it here as a Catch Me Up. So you can get 172 pages of Legacy of Fury. This is an 88-pager. Production is complete. So you will get the book in your hands. Rod Looper is the artist. And this is really just kind of picking up where the other adventure left off. So you have Jen Fong. She is the now established as the Black Tiger. She's an assistant defense attorney DA by day. She's now the Black Tiger by night, but she's having conflict with the two, as she was a very straight as an arrow DA until she learned about the power of Black Tiger and her family and subsequently became the Black Tiger. So she has some dissonance between kind of her role as a Black Tiger. But like any good martial arts film, I mean, you have to have, some semblance of honor. So she's looking to restore honor to the name of her family and to the Black Tiger. Her dad was one of the prior Black Tigers, and he was killed and dishonored. And he was.
Can I interrupt you? I'm sorry. I want to. Did Ron also do the coloring as well? No.
So the artist, he goes by Artisita. He did the color, and he did a fan.
Oh my God, it's so good, man! I love it.
That dragon is.
The art's great. The coloring is so good.
Yeah. So the dragon in the book is more of a red, but the purples that he used on this cover, phenomenal.
Yeah, it's nice.
Yeah. So this is one of the cover options. There's 3 cover options. There's this one, and actually, since we just hit $5,000, this cover option, which is the Looper cover option, is going to become a double page. It's going to become a wraparound.
That's pretty cool.
Nice.
that is definitely a nice cover to have. And same team, of course, Rod and Artisita. This is another one of the cover options. Some good kung fu action, a lot of legs. Henri taking a boot to the team.
You should work out a way of like putting a sound chip in the pages. As you turn, it goes.
Yeah,
that'd be cool.
That would be cool. Love that. You know what? Back in the day, there was this comic called Infinite Kung Fu, and the guy had a website. And I mean, not only did he have a website, but it's like he had sound effects on the website. He had like a 1970s kind of groove that went along with the website. If you switch pages, it would go, we do all kinds of cool things like that.
He was ahead of his time.
I just hang out on his site, just switching pages. My wife's like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "Yeah, apparently I'm just kind of amusing myself." Okay. And along with kind of the red thread of the story, which is her trying to find who killed her father and kind of who's coming after her now, you get a lot of good martial arts action. So this is a scene where she's in the jungles of Brazil, and she is trying to get answers to the murder of her father, and she ends up battling a master of capoeira. So capoeira, go ahead.
A master of what? What's capoeira?
Capoeira. It's a Brazilian form of martial arts.
I know what capoeira is. Is that like a dance thing that's a martial art?
Boom, exactly.
Get out of here. I can't believe that's a real thing.
It's a real thing, and it's so breakdancing it came out of capoeira.
I can see it. But okay, this was one of the weird things my youngest son did when he was young. I was like, somebody's got to be taking the piss, okay? Somebody said, no, that's not real. It turns out it was. Look at that.
It's real. And it's actually a very deadly form of martial arts. So you can see her.
They told me. But, I was too busy laughing to listen. What can I tell you?
Oh, it's brutal. And like you see, one of the things we have fun with here is she's used to giving people the business, kicking them in the teeth, but she's having problems with this guy. So you can kind of see his dance style that he's using to evade her. So it's a fun battle.
All right, cool.
That the two of them have. Back in the city, when she's kind of back in her Black Tiger gear, you get to see her in action. Here she's actually battling some ex-KGB bionic Russians.
Wait. Back us up a second. What is a Black Tiger? What is a Black Tiger?
So Black Tiger is a power that has been passed down throughout the millennia. So think of a mantle. Right. And there has been a Black Tiger throughout the millennia. Different people have donned that mantle.
So how do you get the mantle? Is it like mother, father, son, something like that, or does it find you, or what's the deal? How do you end up with a mantle Black Tiger?
So it is actually bequeathed to you from the prior Black Tiger. Okay.
So wait. What happens if a Black Tiger dies without bequeathing it?
Dies without bequeathing it, then you can have. It's more of like, think of, innately the person had folks that they were thinking like, you know what, I think this person would be a good wielder of the power, and they don't go ahead and bequeath the power to them. But historically, they were always training someone. So there was someone who was being trained.
I get it. So they always had a fine. So okay, I'm with you.
But she's the first one that actually wasn't trained in a millennia. She wasn't actually in line to be the Black Tiger. Her brother was after her father. She knew nothing about the power.
We have a very important comment. Joseph King says, "Oh, hi." So I think that goes with this.
That is, you know what? That is the most salient and important thing I've heard.
I can't disagree with you. Oh no! His next comment was even more important. Boom! I saw best decision you made. Listen, it has been said. People who subscribe to my channel, suddenly riches beyond dreams of avarice, are showered upon them. Of course, results do vary.
I like the little caveat. You got to listen to the
Yeah, exactly. Asterisk, so it's very. Now I'm just thinking of the sound. We're like, I want that.
So here she's battling some bionic ex-KGB Russians called the Organizatsiya.
Right.
The woman in the purple is actually holding that container up that she jumps onto. So one of the things that I'm showing is there are a lot of different different organizations in the city that are vying for power. And since the prior Black Tiger's death, the city has really fallen into disarray. So she has her hands full. This is a page I love showing because the 5 dudes that are jumping down through the warehouse nightlight, I guess, that window is they're called the 5 Fingers of Death. So they're 5 of the deadliest individuals around the planet that have been collected by a particular villain who's using these guys as his right hand. So you have Agbu Madu, who is the African wrestler. You have a Filipino stick fighter, the Screamador. You have a British pugilist. You have a shinobi, and you have a character called Touch of Death, which is very kind of.
I want to be clear to everyone listening. The 5 Fingers of Death in this case is not the gay porn version. If you're googling it,
Snap.
Totally different one. I don't want to disavow anyone. But
I'm glad that you made that distinction.
Yeah.
The reason that the people who made the porn movie the Star Wars one, Star Balls, was because both movies did indeed star Mark Hamill. So, that's how it ended up that way.
Well, the thing is, you don't want people to be disappointed. They're like, this was the wrong demographic. This wasn't what I was in it for. So it's a good thing you made that distinction.
That's me. I like to be clear.
Yeah. And this scene is very much kind of a tribute to Jackie Chan. So she's in her civvies, but she's protecting the one guy who's in the rolling chair. So she uses like a stapler to deflect the assassin's knife. She kind of kicks the chair, rolls the chair out of the way. So just a lot of kind of Jackie Chan-ish type action in that sequence. But the red thread of her discovering, kind of who's after the Black Tiger, and her self-discovery about the Black Tiger, that persists throughout the story arc. And here's the dragon.
I love that page. I remember the last time when Pashani showed me that. I love that page.
Yeah. This is this is why you don't go to malls. It's a dragon that manifests in the middle of the mall.
It's a combination of that and the judge's court order. Are the 2 reasons I don't go to mall.
Yeah. Definitely listen to the judge. That little thing on your ankle.
Yeah, always better to err on the side of caution.
And I love this picture. This is one of those pictures, just kind of like Peter's cityscape. This is one of those pictures where I can just hang out and just look at it because there's so many things that are going on in the picture because the dragon is literally manifested. So there are things, people falling off of him, tables, chairs, destruction to the mall. People are in disarray and in panic. I love it.
Look, the little dude right in the middle of the eye of the storm, right in the center.
You're just like, dude,
what the?
You are just not where you want to be, buddy.
Yeah. They say it's safest in the eye of the storm, don't they? But I don't think.
Not this time.
It doesn't count the dragon.
Yeah. Not the dragon storm. Here's a third cover option by Valerio Giangiordano, and I love this too. It's kind of quasi photorealistic. It's just I love the fact that artists, have kind of really taken to the property and then kind of really in their interpretation look to make it their own. So I really love the look. I love the feel.
It's got that. What was it? It was a terrible comic, but it had great covers, like a Greg Staples film.
Oh,
well,
do you remember him? Oh no, Greg Horn.
Greg Horn. Yeah, well, I have some Greg Horn covers as well.
Oh, there you go. that fits. What is that? So who did that one?
Hopefully mine wasn't the book with the great covers and the terrible interiors, but
No. What was that book?
People are like, I'm out of here. This guy sucks.
It was written by the publisher of Marvel at the time. It was really bad. It was actually.
He worked on Elektra.
In hindsight, if you read that
Elektra, he worked
like
on
a
Emma Frost.
Maggio book or a what's the one who was really awful? So it's they them. What's their name?
She-Hulk. He worked on.
Right, and also X-Men right now. It's a James Bond book. Vita Ayala.
Oh, okay.
I wonder if I read one of those. Phil Gemmis, I think. Was it him? I can't remember. If I read one of those books compared to a Vita Ayala book, which one would be worse? Like maybe that book's a lot better because now, like, we see the bottom of the barrel is much lower now.
Well, that's the problem when entertainment is no longer about entertainment, but it's about agendas.
No, but it was. I mean, I did. Was it? I reviewed 4 out of the 6 James Bond books she did, and I couldn't force myself to read the last 2. It was so bad. It was like just bad on every level. Technically bad. Like the storytelling was bad, and the story was bad, and it was all about. And like James Bond was like the doofus loser of the story. The winner, it was all about this stunning and brave, somewhat ambiguously transy looking black woman.
You know what I always wonder about? It's like if people don't love a property, why do they write it or why do they try?
They hate it.
Why don't you just go to something you like or make something you like? Why jack up something that you obviously don't like?
Wasn't there one of those James Bond ones where he literally just sat getting drunk in a bar for most of it?
Yes. Yeah.
Just being a complete loser,
That's terrible.
Yeah.
I think you've opened up our window as well.
Oh, my bad.
There you go.
My bad.
That was a bit meta. Okay. So this is a great.
That was cannabis milk.
Hey, yeah. The sponsor of tonight's podcast, Cannabis Milk, kids.
Yes, exactly.
Don't do drugs, but if you do, make it milky.
And have it with your Frosted Flakes.
That'd be nice. Yeah, I had this idea once. If we ever had like replicators, like 3D printers of food, I can imagine there'll be like a social media thing where people post their own foods. So I think there'll be a subreddit of people making their own breakfast cereals.
Well, for 3D printers now, there's whole websites of stuff people have made.
You're right.
It'll happen. It'll happen.
I want to get 3D printed.
I mean, they've already started. Like they've got the technology to print with protein and stuff. So
right. Well, they 3D print houses now. It's like they really work. Like in Israel, there's all this like crazy technology, like doing this like all this innovation.
That's crazy.
Yeah, we always, but there's always these startups doing like these crazy things. But yeah, no, I saw this place that like there's one thing. They make these igloos, and they're made out of like cement, where it's a tube that but the machine makes them. It's so cool, and then like you can like make them sectional and have as many bits as you like. This is cool. What's going on?
So this is actually the first volume, Black Tiger: Legacy of Fury. So for those of you that didn't pick that up, you can get a Catch Me Up. So you'll get 172 pages of Legacy of Fury and 88 pages of the new story arc. So if you get the Catch Me Up, you get 260 pages.
Oh right, I know it. This is the best value in indie comics. Probably the best value in comics, I would say.
I have to say though, I think it's the second best value because I just got my alternate package from Samedi. I must have gotten 40 comics. I mean, he gave me so I was giddy. I felt like it was Christmas.
Peter Samedi knows how to sell comics.
He does.
Like he's very good at it, right? I honestly I like it because he's just so nice. Yeah, he's such a nice guy to hang out with. So I always like going on his channel, but he's very mellow. And the funny thing was he had the whole internet thing, and he he pointed out that he was Asian because like there've been a lot of Asian attack. I had no idea, and I've been on the channel a bunch of times. Like I literally had no idea. Like, really? Why are you? Okay, well there you go.
He's a good dude.
Yeah.
But so this is from the first volume, Legacy of Fury.
Right.
You know, you can pick up Hidden Dragon Volume 1, and just because it's its own story arc. But there are things that you learn in Legacy of Fury that I think make the ride in Hidden Dragon more fun. But you can pick up Hidden Dragon.
Love Nut 6 in the chat. He is big into the canna milk. I'm telling you, if somebody sold canna milk, I would so buy that. Wouldn't you?
It's got a taste.
I'm a curious guy. I like to try lots of things. Like it kind of gutted me when I was in. I went on vacation to Amsterdam, and there was a part of the weed tour. They give you space cake, and I couldn't have it because it wasn't kosher. So I was like, oh man, what a bummer.
No, to be honest, I'm
cover, right?
This is. Yeah, so this is another Greg Horn cover. He did an amazing job.
Yeah.
You know, working with him, one of the things he said is like, you know, he's like, I usually don't have the script to stories. So he's like, I just make kind of generic covers that can be used on anything. But
I like your telling specific story moments. I like covers like that. Yeah. And this one, he sells it very well.
Oh, yeah. He sold it amazingly well. I mean, you're like, okay, this is definitely an issue of discovery. So working with him was definitely a pleasure.
I kind of missed how comics used to, like, the front cover would be something from inside, something from the story.
Dude, I love that, Peter.
The first comic I bought, which got me into comics, is the cover is 2000 AD Prog. I'm thinking 264, the 262, 263, 264, and it's Judge Dredd's badge on the cover with a bullet hole in it and the blood trickling out. That was an awesome cover. Right, and that was a comic that got me into comics. I went back and I read all the Apocalypse War. I found Comic Marts. I got so into it at that point.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. No, there's something to that, and I agree with you both. You know, I love those covers. I love those covers that have relevance, and it draws you into, hey, man, I really want to know what's going on, you know, inside the book.
Cool. So what's it? This is a bookmark, right?
It's a metal bookmark. Phoenix Animation, he's basically the CG metalsmith.
Right.
So, you know, there are a whole bunch of different things that he makes, but I really love the idea of the bookmark because it's also something that I would use. So you get the dragon bookmark.
Wait, one thing. I have to stop. We have a stop press. I just had an incredible idea. If we marketed weed milk, we got to tie it into Clockwork Orange. They went to milk bars, didn't they? They were all milk bars they went to, and they got like super high there.
This is true.
That is right. That's right.
That is your. That is your marketing for that product.
See, you don't. All you need is just the milk. The milk has everything.
Right.
Yeah. Weed milk and ultraviolence.
There you go. I'm telling you, it just needs to taste good with Frosted Flakes. That's all I'm saying. So we have T-shirts. So there's 3 different T-shirts to choose from. There's a tiger, a dragon, and a fight T-shirt. I know we've done it.
I can just see the dragon. Is there any way you can make the other ones bigger?
Oh man, I have no technical skills, Rabbi.
I asked you this last time I was on your chat. I was on yours or you were on. I can't remember which channel we were on. I said, can make them because they're really cool.
Yeah, I have no skills to do that. I can click things and all we'll do is we'll fall into an abyss of
okay, fine. You'll find yourself in the 5 Fingers of Death gay porn movie.
Exactly.
You want to be careful.
Click the wrong link. You don't know where to end up. You know, with the taint. And then this is the pencils of the wraparound cover that we just reached the stretch goal for. So you saw the painted version of the one on the left.
Right.
Yeah.
And this is what it looks like. This is what this one on the right is what the back cover will look like. So you kind of see.
Cool. I like that.
It's the same moment. From the front, you can see, she's looking fierce, and there's the dragons manifested behind her. But from the back, you see that she's facing the 5 fingers of death. No, not the not the gay porn version, but the actual guys. So that's kind of what the wraparound cover. That is what the wraparound cover will look like.
Did you ever say? I'm just trying to find it right now. Do they have it? I mean, it's the.
Yeah, I remember when you were on. Was it on Mandy's channel, John? When Rod was showing off the pages.
Yeah,
I was just like, you mother.
Yeah.
Oh God, he's so talented.
That's a whole experience in and of itself. When he shows like the black and whites, it's I need to have like a cold shower after that.
You need that black and white artist edition.
Eventually. You know what? You're right.
Really do.
Cool. Yes, I did. Here, one second. I'm just going to show this. They only got one side of this wraparound cover, but they did something similar to you. This is Frank Miller. This is from the 80s. This thing called Hard Boiled. One second, share screen. Hang on. Right, there's this thing called Hard Boiled. So that was the front cover. The back cover was his view. So you've got his like face blowing up.
Oh man!
Yeah,
it was really
crazy.
Cool.
Those teeth. That's all kinds of messed up.
Yeah, that's
my God.
Jeff Darrow.
How have I never seen that before? That is extreme. Oh my goodness. Okay, that takes the cake.
Oh, it's a beautiful book. It's really weird. It's beautiful and really weird. I think you could see a lot of the ideas from RoboCop 2 were quite cool before they got like destroyed, and that's the book they're in. Oh, but it's so weird.
That's pretty cool. Yeah. Though. That's pretty cool. All the stuff, Rabbi, in here in terms of perks, it's a combination of either getting the original book, the new book, whether it's physical or digital, posters of the covers, and the bookmark. So it's pretty much combinations and permutations of those items. And you get three covers to choose from.
Very cool. Very cool. Also, Tracy Thomas says she's seen a video on YouTube where you have a booth, you stand in it, and then they make a little model of yourself. Yeah, I saw that. I was actually looking at that as a way of making a perk for an Indiegogo. Like you can make your own little statuette. It's very expensive though. As a one-off, it's fine. But yeah, that does that. The massive egotism that does appeal to me.
We're getting one step closer to Blade Runner.
Yeah. We are. More human than human.
I know. Good old replicants.
We have Lugnut 6 says the 5 Finger Death, or as some call it, a typical night in Hollywood. Rimjudge. Indeed. And it's okay because Kevin Spacey is coming back. Yeah, I have to tell you, either put him in jail or put him in movies. One of the two. I liked him in movies. Okay, this middle road doesn't work for me. Okay, one of the two. I liked him as Lex Luthor.
If you've done something wrong, then.
Right.
Lock them up. But if you haven't,
the trouble is we live in this crazy cancel culture world, and you can't trust anybody.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. This is the first one or the second one now?
So this is volume 1 of the new story arc. So the first story arc we completed just in one volume. So Legacy of Fury is just one volume. But this is the first volume of the new story arc. So it's kind of confusing. It says volume 1, but it's actually the second story.
Okay.
Yeah. I figured I should be as murky and.
Well, that's always good. Make it hard for people to jump into your universe on the second issue.
There you go. Exactly. Just be as.
Make them work for it.
Easiest way to make sure you've got all the stuff is just buy everything.
Or people would just say screw it.
No.
Which I hope doesn't happen.
No,
it says 3 action figures. It could happen. It could happen. It's up to you. I'm really sad I didn't buy them. They came out with a range of porn star action figures in the 90s.
Oh, good God.
I was like, I like now I would love them. I mean, like it was because it's like, let me see if I can find them.
They're probably worth a fortune now.
They probably are. I mean, I remember them being like not very good, which was my problem. And like it was like the action figure boom. One second, let me see. God, I hope I don't come up with anything terrible. Porn star action.
Some figure. Of the worst action figures are worth the most.
With the kung fu grip, right?
Okay, fine. We'll look at these in a minute. So
kung fu grip. Oh God! With the 5 fingers. No.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay, they're called adult superstars. Oh, here we got the whole range here. Yeah, I'll say. Let me get some photos, and we will investigate this strange phenomenon together in a minute.
Yeah, I think the weirdest action figure I ever bought was the weirdest one was the meat from Rocky.
What's the meat? Who's the meat one?
You know the hunk of meat that he punched in the.
Oh, wait.
That was actually you could buy the meat.
Yeah.
Really?
I always thought it was a joke. Someone just mocked it up, but no, it's real.
I'm just trying to find pictures of these things. This is hilarious. Wow, there's some really strange ones out there. So wait, is this this is in demand, or is it like what like where is this? When do you think it's going to be delivered? That sort of thing.
So I think there's 13 more days in the 13 days left in the first 30.
Okay, awesome. Hey, what's that? The inquiring minds will be seeing any second. I'm just getting a little collection of these action figures. This is hilarious. There's so many Jenna Jameson ones.
Shocking.
It was the 90s.
This is true. She's been in a few video games as well.
Okay, that makes sense. She's a big pro Trumper. Okay. I actually feel quite good about myself that I don't know who most of these people are. Like I never heard of Midori. I heard of Asia Carrera. I remember when she was on Oprah or something. Or what was she on? Fascinating. Okay, that is a fascinating woman. 1 second, let me just go through this. Kylie Island. I vaguely remember. I don't know.
The anticipation.
Okay, we're nearly there. 1 second. We have that. Okay, here we go. We'll start off over here. Share screen.
Drum roll.
There you go. What's that coming with her?
I've seen these before. Yeah.
I remember. Although I was like a young father at the time, my wife would have been pissed off at me if I bought these. But what is that with her?
I dread to think.
Yeah, luckily I can't really see it.
I don't know. Maybe here, there's also on this one, removable costume fully. It's a pole.
Oh.
And you can take her clothes off. Well, that's very clever. That's Midori. This is Kylie Island. Make love, not war. Well, I agree with you, Kylie. That's very right. Absolutely.
Seems to be dressed as a redneck Wonder Woman.
I fine. This is one of the many Gemma Jameson ones. This is it's too low quality for me to work out what variant this is. Is this the same as the other Asia Carrera one? No, this is different. This is a black outfit. Teddy, that's not a good sculpt. I mean, here, listen.
The faces don't look great.
Right. I mean, listen. I mean, she has a beautiful face, and she doesn't. Like there. Like, I don't know. Anyway, she is fascinating. So, her story was she's a like this super intelligent like pianist, and one day, and like she's got a scholarship, and one day she goes off the rails and she becomes firstly she's a stripper, then a porn star, but then she learns she's one of the first people to learn how to make a website, and she makes a fortune as like the first web person because she learns HTML coding. She's a really and then basically when she retires, she goes off the grid, vanish completely, change her name, change her identity. I'm just like how smart she was about it is really, really impressive, if I may say so. So here we have a collection of the Jenna Jameson range. You have the devil version. This is a demon version, and this is just another devil. These are all devils. A witch.
They've all got pumpkins. Yeah.
Other devil. Fine. Okay, that's fine.
Weird.
This will be the before we had Houston. I remember she was on Howard Stern. That's big when I was listening to Howard Stern. She dated one of a listener on Howard Stern. It was really kind of sweet. The Jenna Jameson. I don't remember. I'm sorry. Midori, I don't know who you are. Nikita Denise. No, doesn't ring a bell. But she's got. I like her American flag. She's very, very patriotic. And finally, Julie Meadows. No idea. Never heard of her.
No.
Have you ever heard of Julie Meadows?
No.
I guess she's a one-hit wonder. What can I do? And this is a better. Was it? Look at a sculpture. One of them. I can't tell, but I do like the clothes are removable. That does make sense. That does make sense. So there you go. There you go. If you're wondering what to get your wife for your anniversary, may I recommend?
This is not it.
Triple X Superstars action figures. Available at eBay near you. So we covered cannabis milk. We covered porn star action figures. We covered your campaign. Did we finish covering your campaign?
Yeah.
I don't want to cut you off.
No, we're good.
Okay, Logan's Run outfit. Yeah, that was a Logan's Run outfit. You're right. 1 second. Let's go back to that for a second. And why has there never been Logan's Run action figures? That would be awesome. There
probably is. I should imagine by now. There will be somewhere.
That is like Logan.
It's kind of. It is, yeah. Yeah.
You're right. You're right. It's there you go. There you go. Fine. So I think the time has come to move on to my campaign, which is I would say the most important thing. Where is it? I mean, share screen. There you go. Wait, I was going to share this first. Before we end on a high note. This is what I was telling you about before. China's state medium says country must prepare for nuclear war with the US after Biden asked for COVID probe. Dude, we all know it's you. Everybody knows. Everybody knows it's you. Okay?
We already saw the documentary like last year. Sorry.
It's like, just shut up. What the hell? Hey, Biden's not going to do anything. Relax. This is Newsweek. This is actually a real website. But like, we all know it was you. I understand. You said it was American military at first. We all thought you were just trying to embarrass Trump. Okay, that's why Fauci lied, mostly because it was fun to embarrass Trump and tell him it was wrong, even though he was clearly right. But also because he funded an organization that funded the virus. That's why he's been shitting himself. Have you heard about this?
Yeah. I mean, look, I go on Twitter. I know more than I ever needed to about.
So listen. I mean, listen. I've been predicting since January, before the Great Insurrection, because I'm based on my bizarre prediction model that's been 100% accurate, which is based on being a religious fanatic, right? I've been saying I think some kind of apocalypse event is coming, right? And every time something like this happens, I go, "Oh, could this be it? Could this be it? This could be it. This could be it." I mean, what would a limited nuclear say? Like, what would China think America wouldn't retaliate from? That's the question.
Maybe they're just trying to punk Biden.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure America would retaliate against anything.
Yeah, but it's all about what China think that Biden would do. It's not what they would do; it's what they think he would do.
Look at that; they do look like clones.
Yeah, and it's amazing because like when they do these military shows of power, it's like all the dudes are like within like a certain amount of height of each other, and they just show you that they have millions of these dudes.
It looks like
they've got the largest standing army in the world.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, honestly, last year when this was going down, I was saying to myself, I was saying to everybody, wait a minute, why isn't there be anybody talking about where this came from and asking for reparations or anything like that? Like, why is none of this going down? I guess everybody was too busy, wanting Trump to go, right? But yeah, let's have it's just the beginning of the story. Let's go a quick read of the story. Hu Xing, the editor of the Chinese state-run media newspaper, The Global Times, considers enhancing China's nuclear program as being vital to the country's strategic deterrence against the United States. Protests in Hong Kong, Taiwan, the COVID-19 pandemic, and accusing China engaged in a genocidal war against the Uyghur. Well, they did. We know you've done that, for God's sake. Like they film Mulan next to them. We know it. We just kind of didn't say anything because you're bigger and stronger than everyone. Okay, I think wasn't that what happened? We were just pretending you did. I didn't realize we were pretending you didn't. Okay, I just thought we were saying we're not going to mess with you because we're scared of you, right? And that's what I thought was going down. Now they're like, oh no, you can't. No, we know you're doing this. Are sowing divisions in an already strained relationship between China and the US, with Beijing one of America's top concerns. President Biden, I call him, former Vice President Biden, has sought to strike a stern tone while China sees much of America's actions and comments as an encroachment on its sovereignty. The increasing confrontational rhetoric and the military maneuvers coming out of the two countries have raised concern about potential war. So here's where I'm really scared, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's that basically the entire media is like Pravda. They're not saying anything about anything that's bad, right? They didn't say anything about the border. They're not saying. I mean, they're saying something about Fauci because that kind of came out and they got to get ahead of it. But they're like, the food shortages, the oil shortages, the crazy shit that's gone down. They like Pravda. They're keeping quiet about all those things. So if this is heating up, maybe we maybe they're just not telling us. But more importantly, what is this ad for? Oh man, it's in Hebrew. Okay, one second. You got me intrigued. Let me see if I can. Let's Google translate this. Okay, I mean I think this is a worthwhile detour.
There's no telling where this rabbit hole will go.
Okay. So this is company policy, quality, professionalism, innovation, 45 years without. But what are you? Okay, you're great. You're the bestest ever. But what? Oh, we lost the ad.
Wow.
That's because it was the world's oldest profession.
I'm clearly 45 years. We must prepare for an intense showdown between. Okay, so have you heard me talk about the apocalypse, the end of days? Because my prediction has been basically sometime between now and the end of August, right? And everything that happens has just been going. Oh yeah, that's about right. Yeah, that sounds reasonable. That sounds reasonable for who knows what's going to happen. The number of nuclear warheads must reach the quantity that the U.S. elites shiver should they entertain the idea of engaging in a military confrontation. Okay.
I don't get that. It's like one's enough.
Yeah, it's honestly,
You
honestly, I agree with you. Yeah, why do you need to rapidly increase the warheads? The DF-41s. Now we're getting specific. And international ballistic missiles, strategic missiles have long range. Yeah, okay, we know. Have you ever seen The Adventures of Baron Munchausen?
Oh yeah.
Okay, so there's a great bit in it where Oliver Reed playing Thor, not Thor, Mars, the God of War, shows off a nuclear weapon. And here's what you got. See, this you can kill everybody all in one go, and you just sit down and press the button. And Eric Idle's like, well, where's the fun in that? China and the United States have been sparring over a range of issues, including COVID-19 pandemic, whose op-ed came day after Biden announced he has instructed the intelligence community to double down on efforts to identify COVID-19. Yeah, only because they got caught with their pants down. I mean, oh God, this does not sound like good. Listen, you got like insane James Bond villain dictators, China on one side, and you got like Mr. Incompetent, frail, can't walk up a staircase on the other side. Both fully armed with nuclear weapons, and a massive military. This seems like it's a bad idea, right? This seems like it's a bad idea to me. I don't know what to tell you. You know what you should do? You know what you should do to protect yourself in the event of the apocalypse.
I've got a feeling.
I would find yourself a holy man, right, and see if he's selling any comics. Because thank God,
that's what I thought.
Okay, that was the best.
Well done.
I thought the segue before was good, but that's the best.
Who knows how much longer Western civilization is going to last for? I want to close this campaign at $8,000. Well, I want to close it at $80,000, but I will close it at $8,000. These are two comic books, Biblical and the Imperium. Biblical. I do like this cover, which I'm zooming in on. This is Bible stories. So atheists, Christians, rationalists, rogues, the holy and the dead. So this has lots of things you may recognize from the Bible, but it's a narrative that puts them all together. It's not preachy. At least that's my intention anyway. You have what do you have here? You got the Raven from Noah's Ark. You got Tower of Babel and the Book of Jonah. Yeah, all kind of put together. Although, do I have it here? Let me see if I got this on here. The speaking of can of milk, yeah. So Jonah, you may remember there was a big bush that grew for him that shaded him, called the Killian. I did model it on a plant. Whatever plant you can decide. And then if you want to see them, that's the plant in all its majestic glory. So there you go. So this guy has the feel of like a 1980s, like a 1990s early Vertigo book, like Swamp Thing, Hellblazer, Sandman, that sort of thing. 220 pages long and awfully good. 180 pages story, I think. More than that. So this is 105 pages long because we're adding in 5 pages. Who wanted to see Doctor Who drop acid in Sloane Square in the 1960s? You did. So as Thunderbirds fly overhead, of course you want to do that. That's what's being added in right now. As soon as I said in the script, this is a love letter to telefantasy of the 1960s. Imagine James Bond, Doctor Who, Emma Peel, a monkey in a spacesuit, and the Black Slab from 2001. All in one reality bending narrative. We have a cameo from The Prisoner. Someone's telling me how I should get in touch with Az from Hills versus Babyface. He's a big Prisoner fan. I have all the original artwork. I would so gift him the artwork to go on his channel and like plug this book. It has to be so up the street. Anyway, and there's also a guest appearance of lots of toilet paper. Tons of extras. It's a deal. It's a steal. It's the sale of the century. But wait, there's more. You buy both books, you get a bunch of extras. You can buy the extras on their own. I want you to buy the books because I want you to read my comics. The first one, this is a new piece. We call this Noble Savages. This is the lovely Leela from Doctor Who and Araco Walsh from the from 1 million years BC. In the background is the Time Machine from H.G. Wells. In the background is K9. Why are they together? Why not? This encapsulates my campaign in a nutshell. The rose-tinted yesteryear of wonderful of wonderful memories. So this is a pinup you get. When we hit 8 grand, I'm supersizing this to an A2 poster. That's 18 by 22, I believe. So we got that.
Nice.
You got a series of postcards. You can send them to your dowager aunt. You can send them to the vicar. You can send them to a nun. I call them for the male gaze series. A series of cards. Now I'm going to continue this in my next campaign, which I'm ready to launch like right now. I'm just waiting to finish this one to launch it. So these are all based on my juvenile masturbatory fantasies, which still work today, baby. Still work today. They're all genre related because I'm a bit of a geek. We got Keeping the British End Up, a James Bondy one. The last line of my favorite James Bond movies, but I love me. I'll keep you the British End Up. So we have Party like it's 1999. Now I like Space 1999. I like it a lot more like this.
Yeah.
This is better than Space 1999.
Still the greatest theme tune ever. Space 1999.
You know, I
the bass line is insane.
I watched the first episode of the second season the other day. I was surprised how good it was. Right? I was like,
yeah.
I remember it, but like I remember going, "Oh, second season's terrible." I really enjoyed it. Have you heard of the Big Finish Space 1999? Big Finish are doing Space 1999. I'll bring it up for you. It's really cool. Here, 1 second.
Ooh.
Big Finish. Hang on.
Yeah, I've been delving into a little Blake 7 recently.
Oh, so they just been started doing Blake 7 spin-offs, which are okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I love a bit of Blake 7. So where's this Space 1999? Oh yeah, 1 second, let me find a link. Space 1999. There you go. Yeah,
never forget the day I realised that the back end of the Liberator from Blake 7, the back end of it is a Glade air freshener ball.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
And the front parts are a hairdryer. It's like as soon as you see it, you can't unsee it. It's like damn.
So this is a series they're doing, Space 1999. It's a reimagining of it, but it's so authentic to the core of it. It really, really works. So they got Mark Bonnard starring in it. Maria Teresa Creasy is okay as Helena Russell, but the trouble with is they noticed that she was very like monochrome and didn't move a muscle in the original series. So they wanted something much more emotive. She's just like an angry, shouty woman. Like, they should have gone for something in the middle, right? But other than it's just, it kind of like ties into UFO as well. It's really fun. I really, really recommend it. And they got this one.
Yeah, I used to have one of the guns. I had the toy.
Oh, they're gorgeous.
Nice.
And,
fantastic.
This one's the pilot, so 3 discs there. So yeah, listen, I do recommend these. But I understand. COVID's been hard on everyone. If fillings are in short supply, I would save them. And remember Space 99 via this because you're gonna get these wonderful postcards. But wait. There's more. Like this thread, we got a bit of Judge Anderson for you saying, don't even think it's Citizen. That's the name of this card. Judge Anderson. I think this is just one of the best Judge Anderson. Just prime Judge Anderson. It's a bit iffy. She's having it, but she's okay because she's a professional. Are you okay?
There was me hiding the nipples. There was me hiding the nipples on my art.
No, there you go. Well, you see, I'm only showing half of them. So
this is true. This is true.
But you've got 2 halves, so that kind of makes a whole.
Yeah, but I think you need to. It's like as I tell you, if you're ever lucky enough, you're with a consenting young lady, and she gives you breast access, right? She gets breast. You get both, right? Very rarely you get one, and they say no, forget the second. That's it. You between breast 1 and breast 2. Okay, so I think you need 2 nipples, for it to be an infraction. Speaking of infractions, Perry was a major infraction on me on my life. So this is a companion from Doctor Who. This is a screen accurate costume she wore. When she wasn't wearing this, she wore spandex a lot of the time. Perry, we love you. You are a strange, incongruous, rather odd companion, and none of that mattered. Your best adventure was my personal fan fiction called Perry and the Time Road. So I would recommend you will visit that in my head sometime whenever you can. This one's called No Hanky Panky in the TARDIS. But wait, there's more. There's, of course, no collection will be complete without a Star Trek Next Generation. I'm sensing strong emotions, Captain. You are indeed sensing strong emotions, Commander Troy. Oh my, it's Commander Troy. I hope you're not getting the seat wet. That's all I'm saying.
At least she kept a communicator badge on.
You know what? She's a professional. She's a hardy professional. I like that she was one of the most useless characters in Star Trek. They meet the Romulans, and and she's there with Riker and Picard, and they go, cut screen, and Picard says opinions, and he says, I think they're being devious. Of course they're being devious. What the hell? I think they're aggressive. Really?
I'm sensing dishonesty, Captain. Really?
Oh, good. That's what you want.
I'm sensing they want to kill us, Captain.
Yes.
No shit.
What did you pick that up from? I'm sensing they're deathly machine creatures. You know who she needs to talk to? She needs a good talking to from Princess Leia. I think Princess Leia will say, unfortunately she's here. She'll set us in the right direction. The Force is female. I think it's very important to reclaim these stolen words. The Force is and as you see, the Force is so very female. So very, very female. And the Force seems very happy in their femininity, as is Jabba the Hutt, also very happy. Bib Fortuna, not that bothered, but of course, Silas Lee Clum is getting ready to get crazy with it, baby. They're in for a crazy evening. The Force is female. So in the next series, I think we're going to do Barbarella, Ornella Mutti from Flash Gordon. Although we might do a Ornella Mutti and Del Arden double.
Arden, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, in full costume, maybe touching each other to make sure they dress properly for Ming the Merciless. But Flash Gordon is essentially a porn movie without sex. It's really weird,
yeah.
I mean, the plot of it is Ming meets Dale and wants to shag her, and uses his magic ring to make her super horny. I'm like, this is a good plot point. I like this. Then Princess, Irilana sees Flash Gordon and then steals him to be her sex toy. And it just seems this is essentially a porn movie without any sex, which is a bit strange. But anyway, so she'll be in the next one. And also, we're thinking of what's the name? Wilma Deering from Buck Rogers.
There you go. That's a winner. That's a winner.
But wait, there's more. At $8,000, everyone's going to get this poster thrown in for $3. Right now, it's an extra $2-3. I think $3. Called a Bohemian in Time and Space. And then we have plenty of these posters. We have The Eyes Have It, a bit of Peter Capaldi action. We have Great Balls of Fire, and we have this one which I really, really enjoy. It's called Forever Young. Imagine the Fourth Doctor and Sarah Jane just growing old together in the TARDIS, traveling forever. It call me an old sentimental fool, but it brings a tear to my eye. You know who else likes it? Of course, Leela and Raquel Welch from the 1 Million Years BC. Do you like it, ladies? One second, I can't hear you. Yes, we like it a lot. That's good. So there you go. All this is available now. There you go. So I think we're all acclimatized for the world. We've had a nice little stroll around reality. We've looked at Pete's book. I'm excited for Pete's book. Please go sign up for it. John's book is how many? You got another 10 days? You said.
Yeah, so another 13 days in the
first 13 days. Lucky 13. I listen. I would recommend getting yourself both books. Maybe get that package twice, because then you can save one for the glorious future when they're going to be worth a fortune. Remember that. Yep. Buy early, buy often. That's the secret to supporting any fundraising campaign. And of course, it's always good, given the upcoming apocalypse, which really seems to happen. Really seems to be happening. To I would say, patronize your local holy man today. May I recommend myself? Yeah, just for your convenience. Fine with that. Is there anything you gentlemen would like to add?
I think we've got it all. I think we've got it. Unless we can arrange sending cannabis milk to China to children.
I think that would do the trick. That would make them all feel better. So, do you remember when South Park talked about the China relations when it was Clinton? And came back and said, I have spoken to the Chinese and they have assured me I have a very large penis. And they're like, when he said, oh, you have very large penis. It's, oh, you really think? And that made them all like, yeah, cool about everything, right? That kind of works, right? That does kind of work. Fine. My name is Tzvi Lebetkin. Can you grab on another planet? Please hit the subscribe button. Why do I want more subscribers? I just want to dominate the world, baby. Just like the rest of us Jews. We really just want to dominate the world. So hit the subscribe button so we'd have to come and put your door down. Okay. I've hit the emperor.